I'd be surprised. Right, let's get sharing this on Facebook. Did you say I need to share it on my own page and Facebook, or it should just show up on Facebook?
Yeah, show it on your own personal profile, yeah.
Yeah. There we go, okay. No, hold on. Yep, shared it.
Yeah, me too.
I'm going to keep Facebook on the side. I don't think it will mess with the quality of the stream, but it does happen.
Right, so I believe a couple of you started joining us for this live quiz.
Nine people already.
Quiz doesn't actually start till 8 p.m, so thanks for being early, but we're just going to go live. Just gives us a chance to get those extra people just joining us in time to go at 8 o'clock. So grab a cuppa, go toilet if you need to, but we are live, we are here, and everything seems to be working. We got people joining. Emma Blissett here. Lovely. Hi, Emma.
Mary Pollard is here as well.
Hello, Mary Pollard.
My brothers will be joining. So Josh Pugh just needs some pen and paper.
Josh Pugh's here.
Yeah.
Cool. Hello, Josh.
The prizes, whatever you guys want, Josh. We're just the ones hosting the quiz. This is like a DVD quiz, and you guys all play amongst yourselves. So it'll be £1 million if you want, right? So I mean that.
What's the prize?
I for the people who can see you.
Okay, Josh wants a striptease. That's fine. We'll do that in the break.
Yeah, I assume he's talking about you. He wouldn't be talking about me.
Oh, it's definitely you.
We're gonna have to.
All right, the count is going up of people joining us, so thank you. Keep on coming. Another 4 minutes, and we will start the quiz. So you got time to grab a quick drink, anything you need. If you got any questions, put them in the chat for now, and we'll see if we can answer them. James, quick, tell a funny anecdote.
What? Come on, man.
Let's ask the few people that are watching us at the moment. Can you hear us? All good? Can you hear us? Is the visuals okay? If you could just type yes in the comments, just so we know that you can hear us both loud and clear. James, if you want to say something so they can hear you.
Yeah, I'm hoping the signal doesn't look too great, but can you guys hear me? Do we buzz in? It doesn't forfeit.
Okay, just comment yes if you can hear us okay, and we're all good. Josh has said yes, so he's okay. The quiz will be starting in around 2 to 3 minutes time now. Thank you all for joining us, by the way. Our first quiz.
Melissa Blissett in the chat. Hello. We've got Daniel Sanders.
Hello, Martin. Hello, Mary. James is a bit quiet.
Well, I'm talking a bit louder now. Does that help?
Yeah. Just make sure you keep the volume up. Just talk louder than you normally would.
Project. Yeah. I should know this. Beverly Webster from my last Shakespeare shows in the chat.
Yes, Josh, we know. Just so you all know, there is a slight delay. I think you guys are about 30 seconds behind us. So there will be a slight delay in your comments and the questions, but we should leave enough time between each question. A couple of people are still saying that James is a bit quiet. So James, just really project and come towards your microphone a little bit more if you can.
Right, but my face gets in the way on account of my giant head. The hashtag
yeah, that's 3 or 4 people now that have said that you're a little bit quiet or a little bit fuzzy.
Right.
Evening, Shelton. Johnny Fields asks, which one of you is driving this bus? Climb on board the fun bus. Right, 1 minute to go, folks. Just give those people who might still be joining us a little bit of time. Is everyone playing alone, or are you playing with your families, or are you having little competitions between yourselves on Facebook, or what's going on?
Just keep in mind, guys, this is our first attempt at doing this ever. So we hope to get everything right. We've planned it all. Just bear with us if anything does go wrong. Shouldn't. But yeah, this is our first attempt at doing this. We really want to make it fun for you guys as well.
Okay. Yep, there's people still joining us just in time to start watching and start quizzing. Josh is playing alone. Good for you, man. Good for you. Right, it's 8 o'clock. So, hello everyone. Hello everyone. Good evening. Thank you all for joining us. We hope you're all safe and well and good. That's the most important thing. Welcome live to our Facebook page here at Second Class Entertainment. For those of you who don't know, I'm Cam, and to my right is James Hay.
Hey everybody, what's up?
So we both manage this Facebook page. Now, as you may or may not know, us and the rest of our cast have been doing comedy shows for the past 10 years now, and British comedy is something that we're all very passionate about at Second Class Entertainment. So we thought during these unprecedented times that we'd do something a little bit different, something we've not done before, get us all doing something fun while we're all stuck at home, bored out of our minds.
So welcome to the Great British Comedy Virtual Quiz. Now, grab a pen and some paper and your household buddies. The quiz is about to begin. Now, this is how it's going to work. There are 8 rounds. Round 1 has 15 questions, while the rest have 10. The breakdown is as follows. Round 1 is general comedy knowledge. Round 2 is only fools and horses. Round 3 is the Inbetweeners. Round 4 is Little Britain. Round 5 is One Foot in the Grave. Round 6 is The Office. Round 7 is Gavin and Stacey. And round 8 is Fawlty Towers. So, like Cam says, the quiz is just for fun, and you'll be marking your own answers, sort of playing together or by yourselves at home. We're going to do 4 rounds, first 4 rounds, and then we're going to take a little break so you guys can go grab a cup of tea or go to the toilet.
And we'll do the answers for the first 4 rounds first.
Yes, so we're going to do the answer for the first 4 rounds. You'll know where you stand, and then we'll come back and we'll play the next half of it. Right, yeah. So should everything go to plan, this will take around 90 minutes. So we kind of timed it yesterday. We think it might come in a bit less than 90, so let's hope. And yeah, then you guys can enjoy the rest of your evenings after this. Do let us know how you did. Obviously, no spoilers in the comments, which is
yes, we only have 2 rules, please, to stick to, and that's no commenting the answers in the live chat, please. That really does suck the fun out of it for all of us. And of course, no Googling, no cheating, no Googling.
Yeah. But you can, in the comments, share how you guys are doing, how many you've scored, and then we can take a look at it during the break and see who the high scorers are and give you a shout out if on the list of high scores. Yeah, so I've said this. Me and Cam, this is our first stream. We've done a couple of test streams, but like I said, do bear with us. If there are any problems, we'll come back live as soon as we can. So if it does cut off, just stay tuned to the page. We'll come back live as soon as possible with that. Right, so if you guys are ready to play round number 1, we need to hear or see yes in the comments, please. Yes.
Yeah, if we've all got a pen and ready to go, please comment yes. No, Josh, you cannot use Bing or any other alternative default search engine.
You can try to use Yahoo search because it
sucks.
Cracks, so,
Right, we've got a yes from Josh, so the yeses are coming in now. Okay.
All right, ready?
Right then, ladies and gents, round number 1 is general comedy knowledge. Question 1. In Only Fools and Horses, what was the name of the water product that the Trotters bottled and sold? That's in Only Fools and Horses, what was the name of the water product that the Trotters bottled and sold?
Okay. Let's move on to number 2. In Men Behaving Badly, what are the names of the 2 people that also work in the office with Gary? That's in Men Behaving Badly, what are the names of the 2 people that also work in the office with Gary?
James has already messed up and he's read question 3 in place of question 2.
Oh no. Okay, there's a head start on question 2 for you guys. On question 3 for you guys. Sorry, my bad. All right, I'll do question 2.
Don't worry, we'll fix it our end. Don't worry.
Right, so you know the first question is the Fools and Horses question. You guys have done that. So question number 2. Sorry guys, we will repeat the question number 3 as well. What does Blackadder put up his nose to pretend that he's gone mad in Blackadder Goes Forth? So what does Blackadder put up his nose to pretend he's gone mad in Blackadder Goes Forth?
So just so you're all aware, that is now question 3. We'll sort it out our end, don't you worry. So we've had 1, 2, 3 at the minute.
Okay. Sorry about that, guys. My bad. Okay. Right. So Cam, if you can come in. So now we've done that. So I think is it your question next, or is it me?
That's okay. You go for question 4, and I'll continue from there.
All right, guys. Carrying on. In Open All Hours, what did they nickname Mrs. Featherstone? So in Open All Hours, what did they nickname Mrs. Featherstone?
Okay, question number 5 then, guys. In 2 pints of lager and a packet of crisps, what animal is Gaz afraid of? In 2 pints of lager and a packet of crisps, what animal is Gaz afraid of?
Okay, question number 6. What was the name of the police comedy starring Rowan Atkinson? So that's what is the name of the police comedy starring Rowan Atkinson?
Josh says this is so hard. He's struggling. They do get easier, I promise. There should be a good mix of easy and hard in here. We don't want to go too easy though. Right, next question. Question number 7. What comedy character's catchphrase was "That is so unfair"? Excuse my very poor impression of that. So that's what comedy character's catchphrase was "That is so unfair"?
Okay, so question number 8. Which comedy duo was responsible for the famous Mastermind sketch? That's which comedy duo was responsible for the famous Mastermind sketch? If you've come to any second class shows, you may have seen us do our attempt at it. But do you know what show it's originally from?
Question number 9 then. They are getting a little bit easier now. What is the name of the sitcom starring Lee Mack and Tim Vine? What is the name of the sitcom starring Lee Mack and Tim Vine?
Okay, let's go ahead with question number 10. What was the name of the Only Fools and Horses spin-off starring John Challis and Sue Holderness? So, what was the name of the Only Fools and Horses spin-off starring John Challis and Sue Holderness?
Penny says hello. Is there any way we can block her or excommunicate?
Hello, Penny. Can't hurt you in here. It's fine.
Okay. Question number 11 then, guys. Question 11. What are the names of the 3 main characters in the IT crowd? That's what are the names of the 3 main characters in the IT crowd?
Question number 12. What does Mr. Bean accidentally do to the Queen when he meets her? So, what does Mr. Bean accidentally do to the Queen when he meets her?
Good old Mr. Bean.
Do you have an impression of Mr. Bean?
Maybe later. We'll see how things go.
Okay. That will come when I strip as well. After the show.
Josh Pugh says, question 11, do we get a point for each? No, unfortunately, you need to get all 3 for 1 point. That's the IT crowd question. Question number 13, then. What's the name of Gaz's half-brother in 2 pints of lager and a packet of crisps? What's the name of Gaz's half-brother in 2 pints of lager and a packet of crisps?
Question number 14. Shout out to my brothers Andrew and Jordan for this one, because they're fans of the show. In Friday Night Dinner, what possession of Johnny's did Adam throw into the bin? So in Friday Night Dinner, what possession of Johnny's did Adam throw into the bin?
And final question in this round, question 15. In the I'm Alan Partridge episode, Alan Attraction, Jill returns to the Pear Tree Productions office to find that all the staff have left. Where does Alan say they've gone? In the I'm Alan Partridge episode, Alan Attraction, Jill returns to the Pear Tree Productions office to find that all the staff have left. Where does Alan say they've gone?
Okay, guys, and that does bring an end to round number 1. And we're going to go straight ahead with round number 2. We're moving on to Only Fools and Horses.
So this round is all Only Fools and Horses questions. So if you're an Only Fools fan, this will be the round for you. James, if you want to start off.
Yeah. Question number 1. In the Series 2 episode, The Losing Streak, what hand did Dell beat Boise with to win the poker game? So in the Series 2 episode, The Losing Streak, what hand did Dell beat Boise with to win the poker game?
Johnny's loving the Only Fools and Horses round.
Yes.
I knew he would. He'll like all the classics, I imagine. Right, question number 2 in the Only Fools and Horses round. What was the name of the episode in which Dell and Rodney finally become millionaires? That's what was the name of the episode in which Dell and Rodney finally become millionaires?
Okay, and question number 3. What is Dell and Rodney's mother's full name? So what is Dell and Rodney's mother's full name?
And this is 1 point for the full name. Nick says, can I get a shout out for the Groovy Gang? You can indeed. We do have a question coming up on that episode. That's probably my favourite Only Fools and Horses episode for sure. Question number 4 then. Question number 4. What was Grandad arrested for on holiday in Benidorm? What was Grandad arrested for on holiday in Benidorm?
And question number 5. What stopped Detective Roy Slater from arresting Del Boy for nicking the microwave oven? That's what stopped Detective Roy Slater from arresting Del Boy for nicking the microwave oven.
Groovy. Penny, do not put answers in the chat.
Oh no, come on.
You're wrong anyway. Of course she is.
Penny, we love you, just, we got to play.
Right, question number
privately.
6. Question 6. How old does Rodney have to pretend to be when holidaying in Spain with Del and Cassandra? That's question 6. How old does Rodney have to pretend to be when holidaying in Spain with Del and Cassandra? This is my absolute favourite episode of Only Fools and Horses.
Okay, so for question number 7, this is one of my favourite lines from Only Fools and Horses. So complete this classic line. If it's a girl, they're calling her Sigourney, after an actress. And if it's a boy, they're naming him blank. So fill in the blank, finish the rest of that quote. Once again, the quote is, if it's a girl, they're calling her Sigourney, after an actress. And if it's a boy, they're naming him fill in the blank. That was very dramatic, wasn't it?
It's just great. Okay, this next question then, question number 8, it is a hard one, guys. In the classic Chandelier episode, A Touch of Glass, how much was Lord Richmere originally quoted to have his chandeliers cleaned and repaired before agreeing that the Trotters could do it? So that's in the classic Chandelier episode, A Touch of Glass, how much was Lord Richmere originally quoted to have his chandeliers cleaned and repaired before agreeing that the Trotters could do it?
Question number 9. How much did Uncle Albert leave to Del and Rodney in his will? So how much did Uncle Albert leave to Del and Rodney in his will?
Just while they're catching up, I'm going to just touch upon a couple of these comments. So Tasha Hutch says, if you're having fun, you say groovy. Nick Shelton says, is it the full quote for question number 7? Yes, we want the full quote for you to get a point on that one. You must complete the line in full. Emma Blissett says, these are also hard. If you've seen an episode of Only Fools and Horses, they're not that hard. 1 or 2 of them are definitely hard, but can't be too easy. There are definitely some easy ones in there though to keep your confidence up. Right, where do we get to? Question 9. So we're on question number 10 then. Final question in this Only Fools and Horses round. What did the Trotters acquire that, unbeknownst to them, was ready to explode at any minute? That's final question. Question 10. What did the Trotters acquire that, unbeknownst to them, was ready to explode at any minute?
Okay, and that's going to bring us on to round number 3, which is the Inbetweeners.
Yeah, so this will be one for the younger ones.
Am I starting again?
No. Give me 1 second, just reading a couple of comments. Nick Wilson chimes in, says, hey, you okay,
hello.
Cammy? Yep, I'm all good.
No, she said you're okay, Clammy.
And now Penny and Nicole are going to have a twin argument on the chat. Lovely. Right. Round 3 then, Inbetweeners. Question number 1. Where does Will get a job for work experience? That's very simply, where does Will get a job for work experience?
And question number 2.
Whoa, don't move on that quick.
Oh, sorry. My bad. Sorry.
Josh very comically says, completed it, mate. Okay, question 2. Yep, go.
My bad. Sorry, guys. Question number 2 is, what does Simon spray paint onto Carly's drive? That's what does Simon spray paint onto Carly's drive?
Question number 3. What does Donovan give to Jay and Neil when they ask him for drugs? That's what does Donovan give to Jay and Neil when they ask him for drugs?
Okay, and question number 4. What name does Jay have on his fake ID when getting served at the pub? So, what name does Jay have on his fake ID when getting served at the pub?
Just to clear that up, that's in the very first episode. I think he might use a fake ID once or twice. But just to be clear, that's the first episode. Question 5, interesting one. See if anyone gets this. What exam was Will taking when he famously shit himself?
There's no clean way to say that, apparently. Shit himself.
That's what exam was Will taking when he famously shit himself?
Okay, and question number 6. Which in-betweener gets an erection in the common room? What? Why is that funny? It's just a sentence. Which in-betweener gets an erection in the common room? This hand sticks me up to the I said erection. Cool.
I'm just remembering when that happened to you.
Okay. We can't let all my stories out there at once.
Penny says, where do you put the answers? You write them down.
You can actually put them wherever you like.
Or in your notes on your iPhone. Yeah. Right, next question. Question number 7. What's the name of the pub the Inbetweeners initially go to in the first episode? So question 7. What's the name of the pub the Inbetweeners initially go to in the first episode?
Okay, let's move on then. Question number 8 is, what ice cream does Jay ask the old lady for at the seaside? So what ice cream does Jay ask the old lady for at the seaside? We had Johnny a second ago saying, if I watch this series, I might help. Yes, it does. We've seen at least one episode.
Question number 9. Nick Shelton says these are hard. No way. Right, question number 9. What character impression does Will do to try and impress Lauren? That's what character impression does Will do to try and impress Lauren? That's the episode on the field trip.
I think I was the Will when I was in my little group of people at Northampton Academy. I definitely think that's who that was, unfortunately. Okay. Question number 10. Who said the line, it might be like one of those ghost stories, like Harry Potter or the Bible? So that's which character says the line, it might be like one of those ghost stories, like Harry Potter or the Bible?
Must admit, that is a tough final question. If they've found the other Inbetweeners ones hard, geez, that is a toughie. Right. So moving on to round number 4 then. That did wrap up the Inbetweeners round. Round number 4 is all Little Britain questions. Now, this is by far the easiest round in the quiz, if you do like Little Britain.
If you've skimmed over the series, you'll probably know a lot of these.
Yeah, these are fairly easy. Okay, go for it, James.
Okay. Question number 1 is, how does Andy explain to Lou how he got stuck up a tree? So how does Andy explain to Lou how he got stuck up a tree? Josh Q says, my brother is helping. Is that a disqualification?
No, that's not a disqualification. Question 2 in Little Britain. Carol Beer changed jobs from working in a bank to what in Series 3? That's Carol Beer. That's the computer says no lady. She changed jobs from working in a bank to what in Series 3?
And question number 3 is, how many kids does Vicky Pollard claim to have? That's how many kids does Vicky Pollard claim to have?
Question 4. What was the name of the woman that Mr. Man was seeking when he visited Roy in the dating agency? What was the name of the woman that Mr. Man was seeking when he visited Roy in the dating agency?
Okay, question number 5 is, what's the name of Ruth Jones's character in the Daffy sketches? So in the I'm the Only Gay in the Village sketches, what is the name of Ruth Jones's character in those?
Question number 6. This is probably going to be the toughest one in the Little Britain round. You're just going to have to take a guess. Who was the first victim of Linda's name-calling in the Martin It's Linda sketches? So who was the first victim of Linda's name-calling in the Martin It's Linda sketches? We're looking for the name that Linda called this person.
Yeah, not their actual name. You have to know the show really well to know the character name.
Yeah. So how did Linda insult the very first person?
Okay.
Easy one up next.
Yep. Question number 7 is, who played the Prime Minister in Little Britain? So this is pretty easy Little Britain trivia. Who played the Prime Minister in Little Britain?
Very quickly, Josh Pugh has asked, do we need spelling correct for the Ruth Jones character? No, you do not.
No, it's fine.
You just need to know the name.
Sound it out.
Okay, if we're ready for question number 8. Where does former children's entertainer Des K now work? So when we see him in the series, where does former children's entertainer Des K now work?
I've got to hear your wiki woos. Let me hear your wiki woos.
Where have I got a wiki woo? Couple of wiki
Do we have any
fans
wiki woos in the chat? All right. Okay. Question number 9. Which Little Britain character plays a recorder? Which Little Britain character plays a recorder?
And question number 10, final question. What was the running theme in the closing credit skits in Series 1? That's what was the running theme in the closing credit skits in Series 1.
And that will bring an end to the first half of the quiz.
Yep, so we're going to go through your answers now for the first 4 rounds. So pens at the ready. All the way back to round 1, question 1. Okay. Question number 1 then. In Only Fools and Horses, what was the name of the water product that the Trotters bottled and sold? And the answer was the Peckham Spring. And then question 2.
Yeah, question number 2. The question
is
was...
in question 2, in Men Behaving Badly, What are the names of the two people that also work in the office with Gary? And the answer is George and Anthea. That's George and Anthea work in the office with Gary. Okay, James, if you want to do the next one.
So then question number 3 is, what does Blackadder put up his nose to pretend that he's gone mad in Blackadder Goes Forth? So what does Blackadder put up his nose to pretend he's gone mad in Blackadder Goes Forth?
And the answer?
Oh, sorry. I'm still in question mode. The answer is pencils, which are pencils up his nose. I suck. I'm really sorry, guys. I suck. Right. My bad. Okay.
If you do question 4.
Pencils is the answer to that one.
Question 4.
Yeah, no worries. Question number 4 is, in Open All Hours, what did they nickname Mrs. Featherstone? And the answer for that one is the Black Widow. And what did they nickname Mrs. Featherstone? Answer is the Black Widow.
Question 5. In 2 pints of lager and a packet of crisps, what animal is Gaz afraid of? The answer was sheep.
For question number 6, which was, what was the name of the police comedy starring Rowan Atkinson? The answer to that one, The Thin Blue Line. The Thin Blue Line.
Question 7. What comedy character's catchphrase was "That is so unfair"? And the answer was Harry Enfield's Kevin Patterson.
And question number 8 was, which comedy duo was responsible for the famous Mastermind sketch? Bit of a tricky one. The answer to that one is the Two Ronnies. The Two Ronnies.
Question 9. What is the name of the sitcom starring Lee Mack and Tim Vine? Answer is Not Going Out.
Question number 10. What was the name of the Only Fools and Horses spin-off starring John Chalice and Sue Holderness? The answer to that was The Green Grass.
Question 11. What are the names of the 3 main characters in the IT crowd? Answer is Moss, Roy, and Jen. That's Moss, Roy, and Jen.
Question number 12 is, what does Mr. Bean accidentally do to the Queen when he meets her? The answer is, of course, he headbutts her. Mr. Bean headbutts the Queen. There it is.
Okay, question 13. What's the name of Gaz's half-brother in 2 pints of lager and a packet of crisps? The answer is Munch.
Those great northern names. For question number 14, in Friday Night Dinner, what possession of Johnny's did Adam throw into the bin? And the answer to that one is a panda teddy bear. A panda teddy bear.
Question 15. In the I'm Alan Partridge episode, Alan Attraction, Jill returns to the Pear Tree Productions office to find all the staff have left. Where does Alan say they've gone? Answer, Longstanton Spice Museum. Well done if you got that one. Okay, round 2. Only Fools and Horses answers. Here we go. James.
Question number 1. In the Series 2 episode The Losing Streak, what hand did Dell beat Boise with to win the poker game? And the answer to that one is 4 aces / 4 of a kind. So either 4 aces or 4 of a kind, and you get the point on that one.
Question 2. What was the name of the episode in which Dell and Rodney finally become millionaires? And the answer is Time on Our Hands. That's Time on Our Hands.
Question number 3. What is Dell and Rodney's mother's full name? The answer to that one is Joan Mavis Trotter. So you want to get a point for the full name there, Joan Mavis Trotter.
Yeah. Emma has just asked, can we put Cuddly Bear for number 14 in round 1? Yeah, we'll accept Cuddly Teddy Bear. That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah,
you can have a
fine.
point for that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Question number 4 in Only Fools and Horses. What was Grandad arrested for on holiday in Benidorm? And the answer was jaywalking.
Question number 5. What stopped Detective Roy Slater from arresting Del Boy for nicking the microwave oven? And the answer to that one is an immunity from prosecution. An immunity from prosecution.
My favourite episode, how old does Rodney have to pretend to be when holidaying in Spain with Del and Cassandra? The answer is 14. He has to pretend to be 14 years old.
It's still got some groovies in the comments.
Groovy!
Okay. Question number 7. So you complete the classic line. If it's a girl, they call her Sigourney, after an actress. And if it's a boy, they're naming him Rodney, after Dave. So Rodney after Dave is what you want to get. Rodney after Dave.
If you've just put Rodney, no point. It has to be Rodney after Dave. Number 8, in the classic Chandelier episode, A Touch of Glass, how much was Lord Richmere originally quoted to have his chandeliers cleaned and repaired before agreeing that the Trotters could do it? The answer was £1,200.
Which shows you how old the show is. So it costs a lot more now. Alright, and question number 9. How much did Uncle Albert leave to Del and Rodney in his will? £145,000 each. So if you put either £290,000 or £145,000 each, that's what we want.
Question 10. What did the Trotters acquire that, unbeknownst to them, was ready to explode at any minute? And the answer was blow-up dolls. Luscious Linda and Erotic Estelle, I believe.
Right, well, that does bring an end to Fools and Horses and brings us into Inbetweeners.
Just very quickly, Kaylee has asked, can you repeat answers 3 to 6, please? So answers 3 to 6. Number 3 was Joan Mavis Trotter was the answer to number 3. Number 4 was jaywalking. And number 5 was an immunity from prosecution. Okay, round 3, the Inbetweeners answers. Question 1. Where does Will get a job for work experience? The answer is in a garage.
Question number 2. What does Simon spray paint onto Carly's drive? And the answer is the words, I love you, Carly D'Amato, in a love heart.
It's just, I love Carly D'Amato.
Oh, sorry. I love Carly D'Amato in a love heart. So, yeah. That's the answer.
Question 3. What does Donovan give to Jay and Neil when they ask him for drugs? The answer is tea or a tea bag.
Question number 4. What name does Jay have on his fake ID when getting served at the pub in the first episode? And the answer to that one is the name Brett Clement. Don't worry too much about spelling, but the answer there is Brett Clement.
Question 5. What exam was Will taking when he famously shit himself? Everyone remembers the scene, but they don't so often remember what exam it was. The answer was politics. It was a politics exam.
Yeah, we had a few. I think my brother put Bill in the comments somewhere. That was ages ago. Bill. Right. Question number 6. Of course, I get this one. Which Inbetweener gets an erection in the common room? That's which Inbetweener gets an erection in the common room? And the answer to that one is Simon. Simon, a man who I can relate to on several instances. So.
Okay. Question 7 then, that was a hard one. What's the name of the pub the Inbetweeners initially go to in the first episode? The answer was the Black Bull. So they were supposed to be going to the Black Horse, but they went to the Black Bull first. The Black Bull is the answer.
Yeah. Number 8. What ice cream does Jay ask the old lady for at the seaside? And the answer to that one is a cornetto.
And then he asked her if she wants a lick of his cornetto. Absolutely no euphemism. He was genuinely, modestly asking. Question number 9. What character impression does Will do to try and impress Lauren? And the answer was Yoda. Yoda.
feisty one you are.
Feisty one you are. Very quickly, Lauren Woodley has asked, can you please repeat the answer to question number 5? Question number 5 answer was politics exam. Question 10 then, James.
Yeah. So who said the line, it might be like one of those ghost stories, you know, who said that line? The answer is Neil. Neil said that line. Okay, we move on to round number 4, Little Britain. Okay, and question number 1 on that one was, how does Andy explain to Lou how he got stuck up a tree? And the answer to that one is, I fell. So he fell is the answer. He fell.
Josh Pugh says the video froze for him on question 10 of the last round. The answer to question 10 was Neil in the Inbetweeners. So it's Neil in the Inbetweeners on question 10 there.
Sorry guys, our signal tends to get really strong sometimes, but then it goes down to like little red bars.
Yeah, Johnny Fields says it also froze as well. So hopefully we're back now. We'll just stop talking for a few seconds just in case. So we'll just wait a couple seconds just in case. Yeah, a few of you are saying you've stopped. It should kick in back now. Yep, you're back. Yep, okay. Emma, it crashed. Cool. So we'll just pause until we come back live. Okay. Yeah, Libby says we're back.
Yeah.
Okay, let's continue then. Question number 2 of the Little Britain round. Carol Beer changed jobs from working in a bank to what in Series 3? Carol Beer changed jobs from working in a bank to what in Series 3? And the answer was a travel agency or a travel agent.
Question number 3 was, how many kids does Vicky Pollard claim to have? And the answer for that one is 6. 6.
Question 4. What was the name of the woman that Mr. Mann was seeking when he visited Roy in the dating agency? And it was Linda Williams. The answer is Linda Williams. I'm looking to meet a woman with the name of Linda Williams.
Yes, I do remember that sketch. That is one of the one of my favourite Roy and Mr. Mann sketches of all time. I think it's the first one, actually.
Yep, it is.
Question number 5 then is, what was the name of Ruth Jones's character in the Daffyd sketches? And the answer was Mafanwi. As we said, spelling doesn't really matter, but Mafanwi is her name.
Libby says her poor vagina. I think that's in reference to Vicky Pollard. Yes. Yes. Next question.
I have no idea what that would feel like. So I can't.
Question number 6. Who was the first victim of Linda's name-calling in the Martin It's Linda sketches, and what did that person get called? The answer was Big Fat Lesbian. She was the first victim.
Please tell me if you guys got that one. Please tell me if you got, because that's some good super fan level stuff there. Question number 7 was, who played the Prime Minister in Little Britain? Pretty easy one for you guys. The answer is Anthony Head. Anthony Head from Buffy the Vampire Slayer as well.
Question number 8. Where does former children's entertainer Des Kay now work? The answer is in a DIY shop.
Question number 9 was, which Little Britain character plays a recorder? And the answer to that one was Ray McCooney, the Scottish guy who owns a hotel, who's in Series 1.
Okay, we're frozen again. Yes, there is. See, I'm watching the live feed on Facebook, and it seems fine. Yeah. We'll just pause while catch up then.
Okay, guys. Just frozen on question 6. What was question 6?
Question 6. Who was the first victim of Linda's name-calling in the Martin It's Linda sketches? The answer was Big Fat Lesbian. That's number 6. Number 7. Who played the Prime Minister in Little Britain? The answer was Anthony Head. Question number 8. Where does former children's entertainer Des Kay now work? The answer was a DIY shop. Question number 9. Which Little Britain character plays a recorder? And the answer was hotel owner Ray McCooney. And then question number 10, the final question in the Little Britain round. What was the running theme in the closing credits skits in Series 1? What was the running theme in the closing credits skits in Series 1? And the answer was they were all world record attempts. A couple more. Libby has missed question 7. Who played the Prime Minister in Little Britain? Answer was Anthony Head. Josh Pugh says Anthony Head is the father of the actress who plays Carly in Inbetweeners. Yep, he was indeed. And then he was actually in Inbetweeners. He was in the Inbetweeners movie playing Will's dad. Right. So that's the questions and answers so far for the first 4 rounds. We'll take a short 2-minute break now, no more than 2 minutes, just so you can go to the toilet or grab a quick drink if you need to. We'd love to know how everyone's done, so please comment your scores. Out of 45 it is so far. We'd love to know how many you've got out of 45 so far. We know not everyone is going to have seen every comedy in this quiz, but we've tried to make a good enough mix of everyone's interests for those of you who've joined us.
Okay, yeah.
So short 2-minute break now.
What do we do when they go? Are we still here? Are you guys still here?
Yeah, I'm sure not all of them have got up.
No, not all of them have gone through the toilet. So yeah, I do apologise, guys, for that.
Yeah, I do apologise that we've frozen a couple of times. As I say, we've both got the live feed up on our devices at home, and it doesn't seem to have frozen. But if it has for you guys, that's fine. We'll just continue to go back.
So we would like to thank everyone, especially the new people that have liked our page, and I'd like to thank everyone for getting involved tonight. Keep in touch with Second Class Entertainment. Keep up to date on what we've been doing on the page. We're going to put out sketches. We're going to hopefully have more events like this as well. Thank you very much, guys. And if any of you were in the Findon area and looking to come to our next show, which was Decade of Decadence, which was supposed to be at the end of June, unfortunately, of course, due to current circumstances, we don't think it is going to be able to go forward on that day, but we do still want to do it. So please keep up to date with Second Class's Facebook page. We're going to try and get a new date as soon as possible for that. And for those of you who are fans of the WWE, you guys will know that WrestleMania is coming up this. So yeah, I get to do the nerdy part. That WrestleMania is coming up this Sunday, April 4th. Saturday, sorry, yes, there's 2. So sorry, Saturday, April 4th, and Sunday, April 5th. On Saturday, April 4th, before WrestleMania, around the same time again, about 8 o'clock, we're going to come on and do a WWE pub quiz, just to get everybody in the mood. So same, exactly like this, but it's WWE, and that's on the 4th of April at 8 o'clock.
We know most of you are absolutely not wrestling fans, but unfortunately me and James very sadly are, so that's why we're going to do a WWE quiz. There's probably 2 or 3 or 4 of you that will be interested in that are watching today, so please do join us for that. Just those couple of you that are wrestling fans, that will be a good one to join us with. Let's read some of your totals then. Josh Pure's got 20 out of 45 so far, that's good. Nick Shelton, 29 out of 45. Johnny Fields says, yikes, it's hard. Failure is my friend, 18 so far. That's better than you guys were making out.
My sister Kaylee said Simple Minds team, so I don't know. Kaylee, tell me who is on your team. I guess you've got a couple of people playing it. Simple Minds team, 25 out of 45.
Okay, not bad. Libby says she's going to come to the show. That's great.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hopefully the show does go ahead in June. Like, it is at the end of June, so if all of this is over in May, we've still got time to put it on. Yeah. But we'll keep you updated. Karina, 23 in total. Thank God for only Fools and Horses. She must be a super fan. Paul Hutch has got 34. Wow, that's a great score. Libby's got 17, and Georgia Wesley's got 26. Not bad. Not bad.
No.
Not bad scoring at all. It's harder on your own, but when you're playing with the family, it does help to have everyone's ray of knowledge. Josh Pugh says he's going to join us for the WWE quiz on Saturday. That's great.
Awesome.
We're looking forward to it. Right, let's continue then, guys. So if we're all back, a couple of you have dropped from the live feed, so we'll just give you one more minute, and then we are going to continue with the next 4 rounds. Philip says, think we're last with 16. Oh, no, Emma Blissett has got 13.
Right above that with 13 and 2 prime.
Yeah. Oh, bless you, Emma Blissett.
No.
I thought Emma would have, dominated the Inbetweeners round.
Inbetweeners, yeah, but look at all the other shows that are so different from Inbetweeners. One Foot in the Grave, I wouldn't have got any of those. I've only seen a couple of episodes.
Okay, right. Think we're all back then. So let's continue. Round number 5. Then we're on. So that's round 5. We're on. Question is 1 foot. Sorry, the subject is 1 foot in the grave. That's the sitcom for round 5. 1 foot in the grave for round 5. Okay, question number 1 then. Where was Victor Meldrew when he found out that Margaret's mother had died? That's where was Victor Meldrew when he found out Margaret's mother had died? This is a very famous scene, actually, if you do watch 1 Foot in the Grave.
Question number 2 is what had happened to Victor and Margaret's house while they were on holiday at the beginning of series 2? So what had happened to Victor and Margaret's house while they were on holiday at the beginning of series 2?
Okay, question number 3, very simply, where does Margaret Meldrew work? Question 3, where does Margaret Meldrew work?
Question number 4 is what do 1 Foot in the Grave episodes, The Beast in the Cage, Rearranging the Dust, and Threatening Weather all have in common? So what do the 1 Foot in the Grave episodes, The Beast in the Cage, Rearranging the Dust, and Threatening Weather all have in common?
That does sound like a difficult question, but if you know the show, just think about what type of episodes you saw quite a lot. Probably one in every series was like this. So yeah, if you think along those lines, it does become easier. Right then, next question, if we're ready. Question number 5. What is the Meldrews' phone number? Question 5. What is the Meldrews' phone number? Nick Shelton skipped number 2 and number 4 of the 1 Foot in the Grave round, I'm assuming. I'll just read those out very quickly again. Question number 2 was what had happened to Victor and Margaret's house while they were on holiday at the beginning of series 2. And then question 4, what do 1 Foot in the Grave episodes, The Beast in the Cage, Rearranging the Dust, and Threatening Weather all have in common? And then I think the rest of us are ready for question number 6, James.
Okay, so question number 6 is where was the Meldrews' car found after it had been stolen? So where was the Meldrews' stolen car found?
I think when Victor gets this news of where the car was found, I think that's probably my favourite Victor moment in history. Great comedy character, he really is. Okay, number 7 then, very simply. Question number 7. Who sang the theme tune? Question 7. Question 7. Who sang the theme tune?
Right, the theme tune, sing the theme tune. All right.
Just pause for a
Question number
second because
8.
I think we're buffering. Just pause for a second because I think we are buffering, just in case.
Oh, it looks like a low.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Right. Okay. So question number 8 is what couple do Victor and Margaret often avoid in person and by phone? So what couple do Victor and Margaret often avoid in person and by phone?
Question 9. Patrick, who lives next door to the Meldrews, destroys 263 of Victor's garden gnomes using what? Patrick, who lives next door to Margaret and Victor, destroys 263 of Victor's garden gnomes using what?
Okay. Question number 10. When Margaret returns after being missing for a couple of days, where had she been? So when Margaret returns after being missing for a couple of days, where had she been?
Okay, we think we buffered a couple of times during that round, so if you have missed any questions, do just pop that in the comments right now, and we'll come back to them immediately. So that's it for round 5, 1 foot in the grave. Moving on to round number 6, the office.
Round number 6, the office. Question 1 is, in the first scene of the first episode, David Brent is conducting a job interview. So what job is it for? That's in the first scene of the first ever episode. David Brent is conducting a job interview. What position is it for?
Okay, let's just pause there, because they did miss quite a few. Jesus, they've missed quite a few questions on round 5. Yeah, we did think it, and we've lost a couple of viewers, so we did think that something had happened there. Okay, so as far as I'm aware, it looks like questions 6 to 10 in round 5, and question 3 as well for Charlotte. Okay, question 3, 1 foot in the grave. Where does Margaret Meldrew work? That was question number 3. Where does Margaret Meldrew work? Question 5. What is the Meldrews' phone number? What is the Meldrews' phone number? Question 6. Where was the Meldrews' stolen car found? Where was the Meldrews' stolen car found? 7. Who sang the theme tune? That's question 7. Who sang the theme tune? Question 8. What couple do Victor and Margaret often avoid in person and by phone? And number 9. Patrick, who lives next door, destroys 263 of Victor's garden gnomes using what? Question 10. When Margaret returns after being missing for a couple of days, where had she been? When Margaret returns after being missing for a couple of days, where had she been? That's the final question in the 1 foot in the grave round. Emma Blissett says, keeps crashing when it goes on to James. So,
it'd be best to just keep it at the split screen.
If you just stop changing the screen.
Yeah, I'll put it to the
stop doing the screen changes, but still come closer to the mic and do your questions. That's fine. Yeah. Do you want to just start again at round 6 then and open that up?
Yeah, no problem. Okay, guys. So Round 6 is The Office. In the first scene of the first episode, David Brent is conducting a job interview. What job is it for? So David Brent in the first scene of the first episode is conducting a job interview. What job is it for?
Question number 2. What is David Brent turned into in a picture that gets emailed around the office? What is David Brent turned into in a picture that gets emailed around the office?
And question number 3 is, what does Finch throw over the roof of the pub after the pub quiz? So what does Finch throw over the roof of the pub after the pub quiz? Hand side is better. Yeah.
Question number 4. What is the name of Dawn's fiance? So in the office, what is the name of Dawn's fiance?
And question number 5. What rank was Gareth in the Territorial Army? So what rank was Gareth in the Territorial Army?
There's a couple of you texting me right now. I can't read my messages, otherwise I'll lose my feed. Unfortunately, you'll have to use the comments. Question number 6 in the office round. Where is the other branch of Wernham Hogg located? Where is the other branch of Wernham Hogg located?
Question number 7 is, who does Keith dress up as for Red Nose Day? That's who does Keith dress up as for Red Nose Day?
Question 8. What is the name of the magazine that comes to Wernham Hogg to interview David? That's question 8. What is the name of the magazine that comes to Wernham Hogg to interview David?
I think it might be best for me to go off because of the lagging. Do you want me to try just leaving my microphone on but not the video?
Yeah,
we'll try that, and then if it continues to lag, I have to let Cam finish it.
I'll just read the rest of the questions from round 7 and round 8.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so if you just... Okay, I believe James is gone. Hopefully we're still live, because I can't tell. Right, so we've just finished...
No, we're still live, but I have to take my screen off too.
Just stay on, just don't talk.
Okay.
Right, so round 6. Round 6 we've just completed, which was... Sorry, no, there's one more question. 2 more questions in round 6, The Office. So question 9 in round 6, The Office. Who takes over David Brent's job when he leaves Wernham Hogg? Question 9. Who takes over David Brent's job when he leaves Wernham Hogg? Please comment what questions you've missed in round 6. Question 10. What is David Brent's dog's name? That's question 10. Final question. What is David Brent's dog's name? Just wait for a couple of comments to come through. If you've missed any questions in round 6, let us know. Okay, I haven't had any comments come through so far, so I'm going to move on to round 7 then. Round 7, everyone, is Gavin and Stacey. So all questions are on the sitcom Gavin and Stacey. Josh Pure said he's missed all of The Office. All right, I'm going to have to whiz through them very quickly then. Number 1, The Office. In the first scene of the first episode, David Brent is conducting a job interview. What job is it for? Question 2 of The Office. What is David Brent turned into in a picture that gets emailed around the office? Question 3. What does Finch throw over the roof of the pub after the pub quiz? Question 4. What is the name of Dawn's fiance? Question 5. What rank was Gareth in the Territorial Army? Question 6. Where is the other branch of Wernham Hogg located? Who does Keith dress up as for Red Nose Day? Question 8. In round 6, The Office. What is the name of the magazine that comes to Wernham Hogg to interview David? Question 9 of The Office. Who takes over David Brent's job when he leaves Wernham Hogg? Question 10. What is David Brent's dog's name? Okay, so I've just reread all questions very quickly for round 6, The Office. Right, so we're going to move on to round 7 then, guys. This is the Gavin and Stacey round. Question number 1, Gavin and Stacey. What song do Bryn and Nessa sing during the line dance in the barn? That's the surprise party scene for Gwen. What song do Bryn and Nessa sing during the line dance? Question 2. Question 2. What's Gavin's address? That's question 2. What's Gavin's address? Question 3. What does Bryn give to Stacey in preparation for her first meeting with Gavin? What does Bryn give to Stacey in preparation for her first meeting with Gavin? Question 4. What was the name of Stacey's first fiance? Question 4. What was the name of Stacey's first fiance? She was very famously engaged 5 times before Gavin. What was the name of the first fiance? Question 5. Who does Smithy pretend to be on Gavin's stag night? That's who does Smithy pretend to be on Gavin's stag night? Question 6. Which footballer did Smithy repeatedly ask about when hosting the pub quiz? That's which footballer did Smithy repeatedly ask about when hosting the pub quiz? Question 4. What was the name of Stacey's first fiance? Very famous. Question 7. Complete the famous line from Doris. To tell you the truth, Gwen, I'm absolutely blank. Complete the famous line from Doris. To tell you the truth, Gwen, I'm absolutely blank. Question 8. How many friends did Bryn have on Myspace? Question 8. How many friends...
Oh, there you start with like.
Question 8. How many friends did Bryn have on Myspace? Question number 9. What was the name of Smithy's girlfriend? Question 9. What was the name of Smithy's girlfriend? And number 10, final question in the Gavin and Stacey round. What's the name of the electronics company Stacey worked for? So a very hard one to finish off the round. What's the name of the electronics company Stacey worked for? That's the final question. Okay, so questions missed for this round. I've got Emma and Sammy saying 5, 6, and 7. So I'll just go back for that. Question 5 was, who does Smithy pretend to be on Gavin's stag night? Question 6 was, which footballer did Smithy repeatedly ask about when hosting the pub quiz?
Oh, no, it looks like we're frozen again. Right, let's come back.
That was question 6 in Gavin and Stacey. Which footballer did Smithy repeatedly ask about when hosting the pub quiz?
Keep saying my video interrupting. Do you want me to just leave you on the screen? I can do that.
No. Question 7. Complete the famous line from Doris. To tell you the truth, Gwen, I'm absolutely blank. Okay, I haven't had any more comments come in about missing questions for Gavin and Stacey round. Right, moving on to round number 8 then, guys, the final round. And this round is all on the sitcom Fawlty Towers, the classic Fawlty Towers sitcom. Question 1. Question 1 in Fawlty Towers. Which 2 Fawlty Towers actors wrote the sitcom? Which 2 Fawlty Towers actors wrote the sitcom? Johnny saying, blow me, these are blinking hard. I'm crying. Well, we're on the Fawlty Towers round now, so I doubt that's going to be the case for you, Johnny. I'm sure that's one of your favourites. Question 2 then, in the Fawlty Towers round. What does Manuel say when he doesn't understand Basil's instructions? Question 2. What does Manuel say when he doesn't understand Basil's instructions? Question 3. Very easy one. How many episodes of Fawlty Towers were made? How many episodes of Fawlty Towers were made? Question 4. What does Basil attack his car with in a fit of rage? What does Basil attack his car with in a fit of rage? Question 5. What is the name of Sybil's friend that she often talks to on the phone? Question 5. What is the name of Sybil's friend that she often talks to on the phone? Question 6. What does Basil tell people not to mention when some European guests arrive? That's question 6. What does Basil tell people not to mention when some European guests arrive? I think the Fawlty Towers round is fairly easy, actually. Fairly well-known stuff. Question 7, if we're ready. Question 7. Basil sucks up to a guest he thinks is a hotel inspector, but what does this guest really do? That's Basil sucks up to a guest he thinks is a hotel inspector, but what does this guest really do? Question 8. In the episode where Polly has to pretend to be Sybil, this is because Sybil has gone off in the huff. But why? In the episode where Polly has to pretend to be Sybil, this is because Sybil has gone off in the huff. Why did she go off in the huff? Question number 9. What time is the fire drill at? Very famous scene. Question 9. What time is the fire drill at? Let me know if you've missed any questions from the final round in Fawlty Towers, and I'll very quickly go through them. Question 10. Final question in the final round. Question 10. When a guest is found dead in his bedroom, what does Basil immediately think killed him? So the final question, when a guest is found dead in his bedroom, what does Basil immediately think killed him? Okay, so let me know if you've missed any questions in that round. I've got Nick Shelton saying he's missed questions 5, 6 and 7. So question 5 for Nick again was, what is the name of Sybil's friend that she often talks to on the phone? Question 6 was, what does Basil tell people not to mention when some European guests arrive? And 7, Basil sucks up to a guest he thinks is a hotel inspector, but what does this guest really do? Any more? That's 5, 6 and 7 I've just reread. Any more? Before we move on to your answers. Give it a couple of seconds because I know there is a delay anyway. Okay, right then, let's go back and read through your answers for rounds 5, 6, 7, and 8. So, answers for round 5 then, guys. 1 foot in the grave. Question 1. Where was Victor Meldrew when he found out Margaret's mother had died? That's where was Victor Meldrew when he found out Margaret's mother had died? And the answer was buried up to his neck in the back garden. The answer was buried up to his neck in the back garden. Johnny Field says questions 6 to 9 he missed on the final round, Fawlty Towers. So questions 6 to 9 again on Fawlty Towers. What does Basil tell people not to mention when some European guests arrive? Question 7. Basil sucks up to a guest he thinks is a hotel inspector, but what does this guest really do? Question 8. In the episode where Polly has to pretend to be Sybil, this is because Sybil has gone off in the huff. But why did she go off in the huff? And question number 9 of Fawlty Towers. What time is the fire drill at? What time is the fire drill at? Alright then guys, I've had no more comments about missed questions, so back to your answers. I just read out answer number 1, which was buried up to his neck in the back garden. Answer for question number 2 in 1 foot in the grave. So the question was, what had happened to Victor and Margaret's house while they were on holiday at the beginning of series 2? And the answer was it was burnt down and demolished. Burnt down and demolished was the answer. Question 3. Where does Margaret Meldrew work? She works in the florists. That's the answer, florists. Question 4. What do 1 foot in the grave episodes, The Beast in the Cage, Rearranging the Dust, and Threatening Weather all have in common? And the answer was they're all set in one place only. So the entire episode was in one setting. Very well done if you got that. Question number 5 was, what is the Meldrew's phone number? What is the Meldrew's phone number? The answer is 4291. It's back in the days where we only had 4 digits. 4291 was the answer on that one. Question 6. Yep, 6. Question 6. Where was the Meldrew's stolen car found? The answer was Finland. It was found in Finland. Buried up to his neck in the back garden. Question number 7. Who sang the theme tune to 1 Foot in the Grave? The answer was Eric Idle. Eric Idle sang the theme tune. Question 8. What couple do Victor and Margaret often avoid in person and by phone? The answer is Ronnie and Mildred. Ronnie and Mildred. Question number 9. Patrick, who lives next door, destroys 263 of Victor's garden gnomes using what? And the answer was a machine gun. A machine gun. 10. When Margaret returns after being missing for a couple of days, where had she been? Answer is Margate. She'd been to Margate. Round 6 then, the office. Round 6, the office. Can I repeat answer 4? Yes, I can. The answer was they're all set in one place only. So they all took place in one setting. Round 6, the office. Question 1 was, in the first scene of the first episode, David Brent is conducting a job interview. What job is it for? The answer was a forklift driver. Question 2. What is David Brent turned into in a picture that gets emailed around the office? And the answer is a naked woman in a very suggestive situation. Question 3. What does Finch throw over the roof of the pub after the pub quiz? Answer was Tim's shoe. That's Tim's shoe. Question 4. What is the name of Dawn's fiance? And the answer is Lee. His name was Lee. Question 5. What rank was Gareth in the Territorial Army? What rank was Gareth in the Territorial Army? The answer is lieutenant. He was a lieutenant. Question 6. Where is the other branch of Wernham Hogg located? And the answer is Swindon. Swindon. Question 7. Who does Keith dress up as for Red Nose Day? And the answer is Ali G. He dresses up as Ali G. Question 8. What is the name of the magazine that comes to Wernham Hogg to interview David? And the answer was Inside Paper. Inside Paper. Question 9. Who takes over David Brent's job when he leaves Wernham Hogg? The answer is Gareth. It's Gareth. Question 10. What is David Brent's dog's name? And the answer was Nelson. Answer was Nelson. Kaylee missed answers 2 to 4. Answer for question 2 was a naked woman. Question 3 was Tim's shoe. And question 4 was Lee. Alright, round 7. Gavin and Stacey answers. Number 1. What song did Bryn and Nessa sing during the line dance? What song did Bryn and Nessa sing during the line dance? The answer was Islands in the Stream. Islands in the Stream. Question 2. What's Gavin's address? Answer is 17 Lime Tree Avenue. 17 Lime Tree Avenue. Question 3. What does Bryn give to Stacey in preparation for her first meeting with Gavin? And the answer is a rape alarm. A rape alarm. Question number 4. What was the name of Stacey's first fiance? The answer was Howell. Question 5. Who does Smithy pretend to be on Gavin's stag night? And the answer was the fat one from G4. That's the fat one from G4. Question 6. Which footballer did Smithy repeatedly ask about when hosting the pub quiz? And the answer was Gary Lineker. That's Gary Lineker. Question 7. Complete the famous line from Doris. To tell you the truth, Gwen, I'm absolutely twatted was the answer. The answer was twatted. Just one word, twatted, for question 7. Question 8. How many friends did Bryn have on Myspace? And the answer was 17. He had 17 friends on MySpace. Number 9. What was the name of Smithy's girlfriend? The answer was Lucy. Lucy was the answer. And number 10. Well done if you got this. What's the name of the electronics company Stacey worked for? What's the name of the electronics company Stacey worked for? It's Bedmore's Electronics. Bedmore's Electronics. Okay, final round then. Fawlty Towers, final round. Here's your answers. Question 1. Which 2 Fawlty Towers actors wrote the sitcom? And the answer was John Cleese and Connie Booth. John Cleese and Connie Booth. Kaylee missed answer number 5. So answer number 5 in Gavin and Stacey was the fat one from G4. Question 2 in Fawlty Towers then. What does Manuel say when he doesn't understand Basil's instructions? And the answer was K. Just K-Q-U-E, the spelling for that. I don't do that one justice, so I'm not going to try. Number 3. How many episodes of Fawlty Towers were made? The answer was 12. There were only 12 episodes ever made. Question 4. What does Basil attack his car with in a fit of rage? Question 4. What does Basil attack his car with in a fit of rage? And the answer was a tree branch. A tree branch. Question 5. What is the name of Sybil's friend that she often talks to on the phone? And her name was Audrey. Audrey. Question 6. What does Basil tell people not to mention when some European guests arrive? What does Basil tell people not to mention when some European guests arrive? The war. Don't mention the war. Number 7. Basil sucks up to a guest he thinks is a hotel inspector. But what does this guest really do? And the answer was he sells spoons. Sells spoons. Number 8. In the episode where Polly has to pretend to be Sybil, this is because Sybil has gone off in the huff. But why did she go off in the huff? She went off in the huff because she thinks Basil has forgotten their wedding anniversary. So she thinks Basil has forgotten their wedding anniversary. Question number 9. What time is the fire drill at? What time is the fire drill at? And the answer was 12 o'clock, 12 noon. Number 10, final question then, guys. When a guest is found dead in his bedroom, what does Basil immediately think killed him? When a guest is found dead in his bedroom, what does Basil immediately think killed him? And the answer was kippers. Kippers. Basil had just delivered some kippers to him. Okay, did you miss any answers that I can go through quickly? We are going to post the answers and questions on our Facebook page after this, because I know there has definitely been some connection issues this evening. So we are going to post all the answers on our Facebook page within the next 20 minutes or so. Have you missed any answers? If you haven't missed any answers, number 10. Okay, Philip, number 10, the answer was kippers. Kippers. That's for Fawlty Towers. And if you mean number 10 for Gavin and Stacey, it was Bedmore's Electronics was the answer to number 10 in Gavin and Stacey. What was Stacey's first fiance called? It was Howell. Howell. Okay, start commenting your scores then. Out of 85, would love to know how you got on. 85 was the amount of points you could accumulate. We'd love to know how you got on. Please do let us know in the comments. Once again, very sorry for whatever has happened. Like I say, it is the first time we have used this software that we've been using this evening. We have done a couple of test streams, but they can't always be perfect, especially when you can't practice all of you guys tuning in. So we do apologise about that, but we do hope you've had fun and it's taken your mind off things for the last hour and a half.
Yeah, if you guys can actually hear me, I'd like to say thank you for you all for taking part. I've just been working on the post. I'm going to put all the answers up within the next 5-10 minutes. So you can all let us know how you do in the comments of that post as well.
That's great. So a couple of comments. Can we repeat the answers for 3 and 4? And then Philip says 1 to 4. So 1 to 4 in Fawlty Towers. Number 1, the answer was John Cleese and Connie Booth. Number 2, the answer was Kay. 3, how many episodes of Fawlty Towers were made? The answer was 12. Question 4, what does Basil attack his car with in a fit of rage? The answer was a tree branch. A tree branch. Okay, start commenting your scores out of 85. We'd both love to know how you got on this evening. Out of 85. So who was winning earlier? Can't remember.
Someone had 34 earlier.
Yes, Paul Hutch had 34 earlier. So we'd love to know how you got on, Paul. 34. We also had a 23 from Karina, 29 from Nick Shelton, 20 from Josh Pugh.
Josh Pugh said, I've done terrible.
How did Emma end up getting on? We'd love to know.
Shout out to my sister who's playing with my brothers, my mum and my dad. Shout out to everyone. Hope you guys did okay. I'm going to put the answers in case you missed any. I will be putting the answers.
Karina says, thanks though, that was fun. No problem at all. Again, our apologies. Glad you've had fun and kind of challenged yourself with our answers. That's very good. Hope you join us again if we do any more. Josh, 29 out of 85. You only got 9 correct in the last 4 rounds. Wow. Philip says, I make our total 29. Not bad out of 42, whatever that means. It means Philip's missed half of the quiz. Apologies for that. Kaylee, total for Simple Minds was 43 out of 85. Can anyone beat that? Can anyone beat 43 out of 85? Which is still only half.
You can lower the score if there are any questions that you didn't hear. You can pretend you didn't exist. You can lower the other half score.
Kaylee says, thanks for Jim and Cam. It was great fun. No problem. You're very welcome. Very, very welcome. We all like a quiz. Philip says, thank you guys for putting it on. Really appreciate the effort. No problem at all. It's only taken us about 4 days to put all the questions together and do some test streams and stuff. I think we were glad of just something to do, so no problem at all. And you worked out my 42 joke. Yes. All right. Anyone beat 43? 43 points out of 85. Hopefully that's an honest. I'm sure it is coming from Kaylee. 43 out of 85. Can anyone beat that?
Yeah. If you were going to lie, you'd say like 60 something.
I'll be honest. I would have probably got 40 tops out of that.
I think, yeah, even some of the 40 horses ones, I would have.
Yeah, I would have probably got 40. Any more? Josh says, questions too hard for me, plus don't watch One Foot in the Grave or The Office. Yep, that's fair enough. Yeah. Like we said, we tried to make individual rounds for everyone, hoping that there were some rounds in there that we knew not everyone would know every single round. So hopefully there was some stuff in there. That's why we mixed in some classics like Fawlty Towers, along with some new ones like the Inbetweeners and Gavin and Stacey and stuff. All right, so if no one can beat 40... What was it, 43? Yep, if no one can beat 43, our view count is dropping now. So I think we'll both sign off.
Yeah.
It's been really good fun. Hope you've enjoyed yourself and it has taken your mind off what's going on in the world and how bored you might be sitting at home this evening. If you'd like us to sort out our connection issues and try another one, please let us know what type of quizzes you might like us to do. If you want us to do another comedy one, there's tons more British comedy out there. So please comment any sitcoms or sketch shows that we might have missed that you'd love us to quiz you on. Other than that, like we said earlier, for the 3 of you that are WWE fans, wrestling fans, we'll be doing a WWE quiz this Saturday on the Facebook page at about 8 o'clock. So that should be done just in time for us all to watch WrestleMania when that goes live just a little bit after that. So please join us for that if you are a wrestling fan or if you know anyone.